again, as you can see, we get it in each side in 4 pieces, right? So the whole carcass comes in 1/8. Chuck, rib, loin, round. This is the one that I keep saying will take the longest. This will take 45 minutes to an hour to break down. This one takes 10 minutes, maybe 15 or 20, maybe a half hour, 45. Okay. We'll start right here in the middle and then work our way back around. So you got your skirt steaks here on your rib section. What is typically used as skirt steak, and then on this side, this is the stir fry piece.
Yeah.
Okay. What I've kind of kept telling you is for like lo mein and things like that. I'll just take off this extra fat up here in the front. I'll always start here with this membrane, okay? And you can see it at slaughter when they took out the rest of the diaphragm, okay? They cut into it a little bit, and you know, unfortunate because I'm going to have to cut all of that away before I can use it. As you know, when you peel a skirt steak, you gotta always support the meat so it doesn't tear, it doesn't rip.
Yeah, because I need water to go anyway now. I'll grab bottles for you.
Sometimes unavoidable. And so this is really all that's left over from the diaphragm, right? That can just go. Then I'll always start from down here closer. And one rib at a time. Peel this off. You can see even they cut into it really sort of badly at slaughter, and that's something that we have to be able to discuss with our slaughter facility on a regular basis. Up here in this corner by where the breastplate is here, right? The tip of the breastplate is where the 2 skirt steaks come in. Okay.
Yeah, right.
And you know, it's sort of a quick little in and out. So there's your skirt steak. Okay.
You got my number, right? Yeah. So.
And then right after that, I'll take off the other skirt here. Sort of get everything started here. Little piece of the Now on this side, this whole line right here is where this ends, right? So now that I've got it started, it really is just you're pretty much all the way down through, so you just try to find it.
Are you here?
So there we are. There's the stir fry piece. So one of the last things you do with this cut, so you can see bone, 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 right? All the way down. At the end of it, there's cartilage on the end of each bone. Okay? See, so bone, 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 cartilage. Okay? And that'll happen curved all the way going down. So it's just a matter of...
You cut me up a piece of raw meat, I'm a little hungry.
The joint?
Yes.
Kind of joint.
So cartilage.
Cartilage. Ah.
Bone, 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 cartilage. Okay?
Okay.
Now, so this piece here is what we call either plate meat,
Plate.
or
plate.
yes, or navel, like navel, like okay,
Navel.
because it's right underneath the brisket,
Yes.
going down into the rest of the belly. Okay, so to finish boning this out, you can see there's all of this right here that's bone, right?
Right.
And it kind of curls around over to here, okay? Once you've gotten it started, okay, so there's the whole breastplate. And what you're left with is, like I said, this navel meat here.
Navel.
I'll square it off. This will go into the grind trim, okay? You trim this up here.
버리겠죠. 근데 이게 성장판이잖아, 저게.
That's pretty good right there. Maybe a little bit more right here. Okay. Now this is what we use to make our pastrami.
Pastrami. Ah.
Okay.
Okay.
A very traditional pastrami meat. Or you could cure it very similarly and make beef bacon from this. Okay. Pastrami is coriander, black pepper, mustard seed. All right, a little bit of brown sugar. 7 days on that, and then smoked for about 8 hours.
How much temperature?
187 degrees Fahrenheit. Now this piece here, one of the things I wanted to say too, this beef fat specifically, not as good, right? Lots of fat all over the carcass, okay? But just like it is in pork, this fat is going to be the nicest, okay?
Yeah, I know.
So for suet, if you wanted to do the very classic steak fry steak French fry.
French fry, right.
You grind this, render this, and you fry the potatoes in this. And that is traditional steak fries.
Oh, steak fry. Sometimes we use the fat for burger.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Sure. What I try to do for my grind, and you'll see as we go along. So, we're trying to keep things about 80-20, right?
Right.
So, there's a good example. I'm not going to waste my time saving fat over here because it's already attached to this. I don't need to trim this anymore. Boom, it goes in, right? And as you go through, there are pieces that are going to be very lean, and you make up for it with pieces that are a little bit fattier, right? So when we do our grind, we break down a whole animal. All of the trim goes into one pile, and then some of the fatty pieces, some of the lean pieces, every single bag that we make, right on, all the same. A little bit from here, a little bit from here, a little bit from there. Okay, mix it all together. This right here, obviously great for stocks. To break it down further, you're selling UK or hamburgers, right?
Yeah, right.
Still very good meat right here. You have to be careful that you're not going to get any of this bone or any of the cartilage in there.
이건 이제 스탁.
And then when we make the stock, we cut all of these down small, right? Inch, 2 inches. Roast them like you would do.
그것들하고 갈비탕이잖아요.
그렇죠, 오늘 그렇게 하는데.
And then this will go to the bandsaw, and we will cut off our short ribs, our kalbi,
갈비, yeah.
from the bone-in rib.
뭐예요?
Okay.
ribeye.
When you are going to dry age, you want to take into account what you're going to lose due to trimming. Okay, so I try to look at this right here and think to myself, okay, so here's my steak, right?
Right.
Every steak has a little bit of tail on it, right? Now Mother Nature kind of shows you, like we did with the pork chops the other day.
Pork chops, right?
So here's that little triangle of fat, right? Little circle of fat. So this is where I aim for, dead in the center of it. About right there. Okay.
Center?
Yeah, and sometimes it'll change.
change.
Sometimes it'll change. Sometimes a little bit closer. Sometimes a little farther away. Okay? And then on the other side,
Triangle.
on the other side, so here's your steak, right? And then you got a nice little piece of tail right
Tail,
there, right? And you're going to trim away from it, so you give yourself a little bit more room. So, I want that on the steak, so I'll go here, and you just connect the lines. That will get cut down on the bandsaw.